tell you that Hillsdale, the number one seed in the Medina district, is alive and well. They shut out Kidron Central Christian last night, 10-0. Hillsdale is going to be taking on Cuyahoga Heights, the 5 seed. They knocked off number 4 Independence 7-3. So it'll be Hillsdale taking on Cuyahoga Heights at Medina. That game is going to start at 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon at Medina. In the bottom part of that district, Dalton, the 2 seed, knocked off Elyria Open Door Christian. They closed the door on Open Door, 9-2. Dalton will be taking on Columbia Station, the 3 seed. So pretty much chalk, with the exception of Independence losing to the 5 seed, Cuyahoga Heights. So 1 versus 5 at 1 o'clock, 2 versus 3, and that'll be at 5 o'clock from Medina High School. The winner of that district taking on the winner of the Struthers district. And again, that's a free-for-all. Kennedy, Lisbon, Southern, Heartland Christian, those 4 teams vying for a district championship. Fairport Harbor, that district winner will take on the district winner from Clyde. And we can tell you that the top seed is Hopewell Loudon. Bascom Hopewell Loudon knocked off Old Fort. I don't know how the hell Old Fort is in this district when they're on the other side of the friggin' state. Old Fort is over in the western side of the state by Cedar Point. How the hell did they get into that district? Anyway, 6-5, Hopewell Loudon, a winner over Old Fort. Hopewell Loudon will be taking on the 4 seed Fremont St. Joseph Central Catholic as they knocked off Toledo Christian 7-1. So the 1 seed Hopewell Loudon will take on St. Joe's Central Catholic, the 4 seed, and that will begin at 2:30 on Tuesday afternoon in the Clyde district. In the bottom half of that district, Norwalk St. Paul, the 2 seed, got a 5-inning mercy rule victory over Sandusky St. Mary Central Catholic, 10-0. Norwalk St. Paul, the 2 seed, will be taking on number 3 Tiffin Calvert. Tiffin Calvert was a 3-1 winner over New Regal. So that's pretty much chalk in this district. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Hopewell Loudon taking on St. Joe Central Catholic at 2:30. And in the nightcap of the Clyde district, Norwalk St. Paul, the 2 seed, taking on Tiffin Calvert. The winner of the Clyde district is going to take on the winner of the Fairport Harbor district. And again, the Fairport Harbor district consisting of Jackson Milton, Western Reserve, Matthews, and St. Thomas Aquinas. All right, Division 4 down. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we will get to Division 3 in high school baseball and really go deep, a little deep dive into everything because, well, you've got the Struthers district. You also have the Niles district, but they're not playing each other in the regional semifinals. They're in separate brackets of the region. They're both going to Massillon, but the Struthers winner will play the Creston winner. The Niles winner will play the Copley winner. We'll give you the teams that are in the district semifinals in each of those 4 districts in Division 3 as well as Division 2 and Division 1. This is fun. All right, it is a Friday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Back in a bit.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and tell us how we can go the extra mile for you.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Jim Myers with Myers Family Insurance, your local Medicare and retirement resource. We're excited to have sports back. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, sports unifies communities and brings hope for the future. We're all one team working together. At Myers Family Insurance, we know the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Bad credit, no problem. I can get you approved for a low-interest loan and maybe even a low-payment lease on a new car at the #1 Chevy dealership in Trumbull County for 3 years in a row. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved or come see me, Tony Page, to get a new vehicle today. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Points on ysnlive.com. Ron Potesta with you. MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business, 330-886-1400. 0813. Division 3 district semifinals in baseball will begin on Monday afternoon. In the Niles district, it'll be Champion taking on Rootstown at 4:30. The nightcap will be South Range playing Crestview at 7 o'clock. And for those wondering, yes, Wilder Field at Niles, which is located, I want to say, about 100 yards past Waddell Park. About 100 yards past Waddell Park, there's another driveway where you turn into, that's Wilder Field, just a skip and a jump away from Waddell Park. But they do have lights. It is a all-dirt infield. There is not a blade of grass on that infield. Really interesting ballpark, and a real nice ballpark at that. I did some umpiring there, I want to say 2 weeks ago. I did some umpiring up there. Really nice ballpark. Again, Champion taking on Rootstown at 4:30. South Range will play Crestview at 7 o'clock. Rootstown is the top seed. South Range is the 2 seed in that district. Meanwhile, over at Scene Park, Mooney will be playing the 3 seed Garrettsville Garfield. That'll be at 4 o'clock. And then the nightcap will feature Springfield, the 5 seed, taking on Burton Berkshire, and that will be at 6:30. Those are the games, the district semifinal games for both the Struthers district as well as the Niles district. Now, as we made mention prior to the break, the Struthers and Niles district champions will not face each other in the first round of the Massillon Regionals. Struthers will be playing the Creston district winner. We can tell you the Creston district winner, it's going to be one of 4 teams. Canton Central Catholic, the top seed, is in the district semifinals. They shut out Loudonville 9-0 a couple of days ago. Canton Central Catholic will be playing Sullivan Black River, the 7 seed. So it'll be 1 versus 7 in the Creston district semifinal. That game is going to be played on Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Top-seeded Canton Central Catholic taking on number 7, Sullivan Black River. In the bottom parts of the district semifinals, it'll be number 3, Elyria Catholic. They knocked off Smithville in the sectional title game, 8-1. Elyria Catholic is the 3 seed. They will be playing number 6, Kirtland. Kirtland in 5 innings. Mercy ruled number 16, Orville. Final score in that game was 14-4. So it'll be the 3 seed Elyria Catholic taking on the 6 seed Kirtland Hornets. That game will start at 5 o'clock in the nightcap of the district semifinals from Creston. Again, you have a 1 seed taking on a 7 seed and a 3 seed taking on the 6 seed in the Creston district semifinals. And again, the winner of that district will be taking on the winner of the Struthers district. And Mooney is playing Garfield in game 1. Springfield is playing Burton Berkshire in the nightcap. Meanwhile, the Niles district winner is going to get the Copley district winner. And at Copley, Apple Creek Waynedale is going to be going to the district semifinals. The 2 seed knocked off Villa Angela St. Joe's a couple of days ago, 6-0. So Waynedale will be playing the 8 seed Wellington. Wellington shut out number 9 Akron Manchester 2-0. So it'll be the 2 seed Apple Creek Waynedale taking on the 8 seed Wellington. That'll be Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock from Akron Copley. In the bottom part of the bracket, Gates Mills Hawken, the 4 seed, defeated number 17 Garfield Heights Trinity 11-5. Gates Mills Hawken will be taking on number 5 Gates Mills Gilmore Academy in the Snooty Bowl. The nose to the ceiling, we are obnoxious because we spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars for our kids' education, and by God, we're snooty. Oh, good Lord. Gilmore Academy, the 5 seed, taking on Massillon Tuslaw a couple of days ago. The 5 seed picking up the victory. So it will be in the bottom part of the district bracket. Gates Mills Hawken taking on Gilmore Academy, 4 versus 5. The Privilege Bowl, if you will. That'll be on Monday afternoon. And that will be that'll be a 5 o'clock game. Well, actually, this is going to be interesting. I have no idea where this game is going to be. Well, it's going to be at Copley. All right. They don't have a time on this, which is weird. You would think that they would have a time on this thing. One would assume it would be at 5 o'clock because, well, the first game is at 2 o'clock. I mean, you could probably have it at 4:30. I'm sure they'll probably have it at 5 o'clock. I guess the question in this is, does Copley have lights? If they don't have lights, well, a 5 o'clock start, what is it, 8? A little after 8, the sun starts disappearing. You should probably be able to get the game complete. So there's no time period on this, but one would assume it would be a 5 o'clock game. Anyway, Gates Mills Hawken taking on Gilmore Academy, 4 versus 5 in the bottom part of the Copley district. Again, Waynedale is the 2 seed, Wellington the 8 seed, Gates Mills Hawken is the 4 seed, Gilmore Academy is the 5 seed. The winner of the Copley district will be taking on the winner of the Niles district. And again, the top 2 seeds in the Super Size Me district in Division 3 are in the same district. Number 1, Rootstown South Range followed the Rootstown Rovers. So number 2, South Range, is in that district. So I'll be curious to see what happens there. South Range playing Crestview in the nightcap of the doubleheader at Wilder Field on Monday afternoon. In the first game, it'll be Champion taking on Rootstown beginning at 4:30. So there you go. Let's go to Division 2, shall we? All right, Division 2, you've got Louisville and you've got Struthers. By the way, these 2 district champions will indeed square off in the regional semifinals at Canton. They will indeed square off. Let's go to the Louisville district first. We made mention yesterday how Salem knocked off Louisville a couple of days ago, 7-1. The 2 seed will be taking on number 5 Niles. Niles survived Streetsboro, so it'll be number 2 Salem taking on number 5 Niles. That game is going to be on Monday afternoon in Louisville at 1 o'clock. So best of luck to number 2 Salem and number 5 Niles. In the nightcap, Notre Dame Cathedral Latin upset the 3 seed Mogador Field 4-3. So Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, the 10 seed, they will be taking on Chardon. So you've got the public school, Chardon, and you have the Catholic school in Chardon, Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. They'll be playing each other. Chardon knocked off Poland 7-5 to get to the district semifinals. So it's going to be an all-local top part of the district semis at Louisville, and 2 teams out of the area, or out of town, and outside the YSN family in the bottom half of the district. So we're guaranteed to have 1 team in the district championship game. It'll be the Battle of Chardon in the nightcap, which starts at 5 o'clock at Louisville. Number 7 Chardon will be taking on number 10 Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. And again, the highest seed left in this district tournament from Louisville is number 2 Salem, who stepped away from the top seed Canfield Cardinals, who decided to stay home and go to the Struthers tournament, and that's where Canfield will be in the district semifinals, thanks to a 10-0 5-inning victory over Ashtabula Edgewood. Canfield is in the district semifinals, and they will be playing Marlington Marlington, the 11 seed, got a 5-inning 14-3 victory over Perry. So number 1 Canfield playing number 11 Marlington, and that game will start at 4 o'clock at Scene Park on Monday afternoon. Monday afternoon, 4 o'clock, Scene Park. Canfield taking on Marlington. In the bottom half of that district, it'll be Howland with their victory over the 15 seed Lakeview Bulldogs, 8-4. Howland is the 4 seed, and they will be taking on Canton South, who upset league opponent West Branch. Canton South with a 17 seed going into this tournament. Canton South knocking off West Geauga, the 19 seed, and upsetting number 6 West Branch to get to the district semifinals. West Branch bounces out of the tournament. So the bottom half of this bracket is number 4 Howland taking on number 17 Canton South. That game will start at 6:30. It certainly looks like, and obviously they're going to have to play their games, but it certainly looks like an all-local district championship game is on the horizon with Canfield taking on Howland. Canfield and Howland both playing double-digit seeds in the district semifinals. But again, this is why you play the game. It doesn't matter the seeding of the team. You just have to play solid baseball for 7 innings, and hopefully 7 innings. If you have to play longer, well, then so be it. But you have to play solid baseball in order to win, and that's the assignment for Canfield as well as Howland, as Canfield will play Marlington. That game starts at 4 o'clock. Howland will be playing South. That game starts at 6:30. And the winners of those 2 games will face off, and that will be in the district championship game. And the district championship game will be played on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So there you go. For the, as we mentioned, the Louisville district winner will be playing the Struthers district winner in the regional tournament at Canton. One would assume that's going to be at Thurman Munson Stadium, the former or the original home of the then Canton Akron Indians, before the city of Akron built a brand new facility. Well, this is at least 15 years old, if not longer. I think it's closer to 20 years old, in downtown Akron, Canal Park. Anyway, Louisville district winner taking on the Struthers district winner. If it's chalk, it would be Canfield playing Salem in the regional semifinals. But let's take a look in the other half of the regional, because, well, you never know. If we have an all-local regional semifinal, and it could possibly happen. Again, Salem and Niles are playing each other in the district semifinal over at Louisville. Whoever wins that game, we're guaranteed a team in the district championship game. Hopefully, whoever wins that Salem-Niles game can win a district championship game. And then there is the possibility we would have an all-local regional semifinal, which means, well, we would have at least one of our local teams in the regional finals. Well, let's take a look at the other region, the Richfield district as well as the Twinsburg district. The Richfield district looks like this. Richfield Revere, the 2 seed, they're in the district semifinals. They knocked off Akron Coventry, the 23 seed, 5-4. Richfield Revere is going to be taking on number 16 Beechwood. Beechwood knocked off number 14 Parma Padua 4-2. So it will be number 2 Richfield Revere taking on number 16 Beechwood. That game will be played on Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock in Richfield. Your other half of the district semifinals, Akron-Holben, the 10 seed. They shut out Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary, St. LeBron 4-0. So Holben, the 10 seed, moves on into the district semifinals where they will play number 7 Worcester Triway. Triway an 8-3 victory over Norton. To the moon with you, Norton. Triway knocking off Norton 8-3. So your bottom half of the district semifinals, number 10 Hoban taking on number 7 Worcester Triway. That game will be played at 5 o'clock at Richfield. Damn sure won't be at the Richfield Coliseum, because the Coliseum was torn down years ago. And now, believe it or not, if anyone goes past the Richfield Coliseum or the former home of the Richfield Coliseum, you would never believe in a million years that an NBA arena was in that place. It is now a bird sanctuary area where the Coliseum used to be. I mean, oh man, I love that place. Anyway, Richfield Revere High School is probably where the district tournaments are going to be playing. By the way, that is the home of Larry Nance Jr. He graduated from Richfield Revere High School, now with Cleveland Cavaliers. His younger brother, and I would say he was better than Larry Jr. out of high school. Graduated about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. He's over at Northwestern. Pete Nance. He's playing basketball over at Northwestern, and there's a pretty good chance he may join Larry Jr. In the NBA. Anyway, those two kids graduated from Richfield Revere High School. I'm assuming Richfield Revere, because it's the Richfield district, I'm assuming the district is at Richfield Revere High School. Revere is the 2 seed. They're playing number 16 Beechwood in the district semifinal at 1 o'clock on Monday afternoon. And the nightcap is number 10 Hoban against number 7 Worcester Triway. That game will start at 5 o'clock. Pretty good chance Richfield Revere is, well, they should be the favorite to come out of that district. One never knows. The winner of that district will take on the winner of the Twinsburg district. Chagrin Falls is the top seed. They knocked off Navarre Fairless 10-0. Chagrin Falls, the top seed, they will be taking on number 13 Canal Fulton Northwest. They beat Menor Lake Catholic, the 19 seed, 9-7. So Chagrin Falls playing Canal Fulton Northwest. That game will be played on Monday afternoon at 1:30 from Twinsburg High School. And in the bottom half of the district, number 11 Talmadge knocked off number 24 Pepper Pike 10-0 in 5 innings. Talmadge will be playing the 12 seed LaGrange Keystone. LaGrange Keystone beat CVCA, Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, 6-5. So, look, I don't think there's a chance in hell that any of these teams come within an earshot of Chagrin Falls. And it's borderline embarrassing, the district tournament that Chagrin Falls is in. I got to look and see how many teams were upset or how many high seeds are in this district. You had the 26 and 27 seed facing off with each other in the first round. Navarre Fairless, and they got beat by Chagrin Falls 10-0. Okay. You had a 13 playing a 19 in the sectional title game, which we talked about. Northwest knocking off Menor Lake Catholic. You had a 24 playing a 31 in the first round. Pepper Pike Orange and Glenville. Pepper Pike Orange 25-1 winner. And then the 24 getting beat by the 11 seed Talmadge 10-0 in 5 innings. You had a 15 seed CVCA beating East Cleveland Shaw in 5 innings. East Cleveland Shaw, the 32 seed. CVCA won 16-0, and then they lost to number 12 LaGrange Keystone by the score of 6-5. There is not one team in this district in Twinsburg that is a single-digit seed, except for Chagrin Falls. Chagrin Falls is playing in a district tournament where not one blessed team is a single-digit seed. That is absolutely incredible. And boy, oh boy, you talk about respect. Somewhere in the afterlife, Aretha Franklin is jamming with that song. Good Lord. Not one single-digit seed in the Chagrin Falls district at Twinsburg. Not one. Wow. Interesting. We could be, and again, I don't want to disregard anyone. Obviously, the two number ones are Chagrin Falls and Canfield. The two ones that are left in the four districts, they're still left. And you still got a lot of games to be played. I mean, you still got to win 3 games in order for this to happen. But just to give everyone a little bit of a distant shot, and that would be 2 weeks from now, because next week is the district tournament. 2 weeks from now, you could be looking at a district championship game between Canfield and Chagrin Falls. You could be doing that. That is a distinct possibility. And I'm still blown away that Chagrin Falls doesn't have anybody in their district that is a single-digit seed. That is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow. That's absolutely unheard of. Because you got, well, I mean, if the other seed or if the other district is Richfield, well, you got the 2, and you have a 8, you have a 10, you have a 7. Well, that's it. There's got to be another district. North Ridgeville? Is that the other district? Because if it is, well, they're going to be playing in a completely different. It's got to be the North Ridgeville, and they would be playing in a completely different region. Yeah, because there's a lot of single-digit teams in this district. Holy crap! There's a whole lot of single-digit teams in this district out of North Ridgeville. So who knows? But Twinsburg and the Richfield district winners would play each other in the regional semifinals from Thurman Munson Stadium. And again, the 2 number 1 seeds that are left in the 4 districts. That would be Canfield in the Struthers district and Chagrin Falls in the Twinsburg district. And they might be on a collision course. I mean, we'll see. You still got to win 3 games. You still got to win 3 games, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Division 1, the only team that is left is Austintown Fitch. They are in the Canton region. Austintown Fitch getting an absolutely fantastic performance yesterday by Joe Roth, a 4-hitter. Fitch had a 1-0 lead after 3 innings. They scored their run in the bottom of the 1st inning. Jackson scored a run in the top of the 4th. Fitch came right back, scored a run in the bottom half of inning number 4, and that was it. This was a well-played game, maybe not defensively because there were 3 errors combined by the 2 teams. Jackson had 2 errors. Fitch had 1 error. Derek Frank and a couple of doubles for the Fitch Falcons. Joe Roth striking out 7. he emptied the tank literally. They had to take him out of the ball game because he reached the 125 pitch plateau, which, look, I'm not a happy camper with 125 pitches encompassing over 7 innings. I think that is an absolute disaster, and that number should be a lot lower than 125. Based on the fact that you're pitching 7 innings, it should be a hell of a lot lower than 125. But neither here nor there. He will get 5 days of rest, which is what every major and minor league pitcher gets, or 4 days of rest, and then he'll go again. But still, I mean, my Lord, 125 pitches and not even pitching 7 innings. That's an awful lot of pitches. Nonetheless, Fitch a winner over Jackson 2-1. And Austintown Fitch will be taking on the other Massillon team. That would be Massillon, Washington. The Tigers getting a victory over Uniontown Lake 8-3. So number 6 Massillon taking on number 5 Austintown Fitch. The district semifinals will be played at Thurman Munson Stadium. In the top half of the district, Mayfield had no problems with Akron Kenmore Garfield, 10-0 5-inning victory. Alliance season is over. Damn shame, too, because if Gavin Pruney were pitching, this would not have been an outcome like this. Willoughby South defeated Alliance 12-1. So Willoughby South will be taking on the top seed Mayfield. That game will be played on Tuesday afternoon at Thurman Munson Stadium at 2 o'clock. And then at 5 o'clock, Fitch will be playing Massillon, Washington, 5 versus the 6. And that will be at 5 o'clock. So there's your district semifinals from Canton. The winner of the district in Canton takes on the winner of the district in Barberton, and we might as well tell you what's going on over at Barberton. Broadview Heights, the top seed, they beat Akron Firestone in 5 innings, 11-1. So the top seed will be taking on number 8 Medina, who knocked off number 26 North Olmsted pretty easily. 5-inning Mercy Rule victory there, 16-3. So it'll be number 1 Broadview Heights against number 8 Medina. That'll be on Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock from Barberton High School. And in the nightcap, it will be Westlake, the 20 seed, upset number 4 Avon Lake. Westlake, the 20 seed, will be playing number 9 North Royalton. North Royalton with a 5-inning Mercy Rule victory over Cleveland Rhodes, the 27 seed, 16-0. So it'll be number 20 Westlake taking on number 9 North Royalton. That game will start at 5 o'clock from Barberton High School. And Barberton is on the west end of Akron. And again, the Barberton district winner, in all likelihood, Broadview Heights, would be taking on the winner of the Canton district, where Fitch is in. So hopefully, Austintown Fitch can pick up 2 victories and get into the regional tournaments. All right, we'll take a timeout, be back with more. It's a Friday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Back in a bit.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in the Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
This is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of pre-owned vehicles. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your pre-owned vehicle and much more. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their pre-owned vehicle at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
No matter what the weather, be prepared with a reliable, efficient Rude gas furnace or air conditioner from MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Call your energy efficient expert, MP Vivo, today for a free estimate.
Here at MP Vivo, we rely on Rude, and so should you.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
"60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love."
Attention current lessees of all makes and models. Tri-State Ford has a special offer for you. Come to Tri-State Ford, turn in your lease early, and get up to $2,500 in trade equity toward a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle. Plus, our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Early lease turn-in, all makes and models, with up to $2,500 trade equity.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Point, presented by the good folks at Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. 330-886-0813. That's 330-886-0813. I got an itchy nose today. I don't know why. I swear I'm not picking at it. I'm just rubbing it because it's itchy. I don't get it. All right, your schedule for today, there's no baseball or softball tournament games. All of the tournament games are going to begin on Monday. More baseball-centric on Monday as well as Tuesday. The softball tournaments will get cranked up starting on Wednesday. But today, it's all about the track and field. The track and field districts are today. Division I is over at Fitch. This is the final day. The field events, we're getting into the final round of the field events because you always have preliminaries. You've got the 2 or 3 or 4 heats And then you have to determine who has the top 8 times, because there's 8 lanes in a track and field competition. There's always 8 lanes for the 100, 200, 400, 800, 16, and 3,200 meter runs. And then, of course, the 4x100, 4x200, 4x400, 4x1600, and the 4x800 meter relay teams. And I don't think anyone does a 4x1600. Let me back that up. I don't think anybody does a 4x1600, but they do a 4x800, which is a 3,200 meter relay. A little quick arithmetic. My Leetonia education is showing off. Yeah. Gotta love my Leetonia people. Anyway, the final day of the track and field districts. Division 1 is going to be held at Fitch. The field events begin at 5 o'clock. The running events will begin at 6 o'clock. Division 3 will be held at Springfield, and this is the final day. The field events are going to be starting at 4 o'clock. And the running events are going to be starting at 5 o'clock. And the Division 3 at Cuyahoga Heights, the field events start at 4. The running events will start at 5:30. And that is both boys and girls. Division 1 at Fitch, Division 3 at Springfield, Division 3 at Cuyahoga Heights. That is in track and field districts. Tomorrow, the track and field district, Division 2 at Salem. The field events will begin at 11:30 tomorrow morning. The running events will take place at 12:30. Division 2 at Lakeview. The field events will begin at 10 a.m., and the running events will begin at 11 a.m. Division 2 girls at Bedford. This is just the girls. By the way, Crestview right now is the second best track team. They've accumulated 23.5 points in the team scores as of right now. The top 4 teams advancing to the regionals. Crestview right now is in second place, 2 points in back of Gilmore Academy, as Gilmore Academy has 25.5 points. Crestview is the lone local team, not only Mahoning Valley, but local as far as YSN local in the Bedford districts. Division 2 girls at Bedford. The final field events will start at 10 a.m., and the running events will start at 11 a.m. So track and field encompassing today as well as tomorrow. Boys tennis today. The early rounds, and they should be done by now. The district early rounds were this morning at the Springside Racket Club in Akron. That began at 9 a.m. One would assume they would be finished by now, being that it's a quarter after 1. Tomorrow, the boys tennis Division 1 and Division 2 district semifinals and finals will be held at the Springdale Racket Club in Akron. The festivities getting underway at 8:30 tomorrow morning at the Springside Racket Club in Akron. The girls lacrosse Division 2, Canfield is in action. Canfield has a home game. Shaker Heights Hathaway Brown is going to be traveling to Canfield to take on the Cardinals in girls lacrosse Division 2. That will start at 12 noon from Canfield High School. 12 noon, Shaker Heights Hathaway Brown taking on Canfield at 12 noon in the Division 2 girls lacrosse tournament. Best of luck to the Canfield girls. Hopefully they'll get a victory and get themselves into a prime position to go to the lacrosse state semifinals. I'll tell you what, that is a sport that just got introduced to this area. I can tell you, it's got to be about a dozen years ago. and I will guarantee it was a dozen years ago because it was the final year that I was in minor league baseball. I was in the Eastern League. I have a cousin, all-state offensive lineman in high school. He went to a Division III school in Hobart and did pretty well as an offensive lineman. Anyway, my cousin, and he and his wife had 3 kids. And all of the kids were playing this sport called lacrosse. And we had a Saturday night game in New Jersey. And my cousin lives, I want to say, no less than 30 minutes away from Trenton. He's over in PA, about 30 minutes away from his hometown. So I spent the day with my cousin John and his family. And the kids were playing lacrosse. And I'm like, what the hell is this sport? He goes, trust me on this one. You are going to absolutely love it. I'm like, all right, let's see what we got. Oh, my God. This is one of my favorite sports. It combines about 3 or 4 different parts of a sport into one really cool, kick-ass sport. Lacrosse is, for those that have never seen the game, lacrosse is a game in which you wear a helmet, you have a stick, at the end of the stick is a basket. And the game is involving a very hard rubbery ball. And the goal is to put the ball past the goalie, much like hockey, sport number 1, or field hockey, sport number 2. And you have an inbounds, out of bounds, nice little field, football. And you're running around, but instead of kicking the ball, you're throwing the ball from team to team. A player has the ball in the basket, and the player will, much like he or she would be casting a fishing lure into the water. You're throwing the ball that's in the basket, and you're throwing this to another player, and they catch the ball, hand-eye coordination, and then obviously anyone that wants to shoot it past the goalie, you have to, whip it really hard, and hopefully you've got the opportunity, hockey, to get it past the goalie. And beat the goalie top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Just saying. A little tip to the Buffalo Sabres broadcaster there, Rick Jenneret. But it is a really, really cool sport. So I saw it for the first time 12 years ago, and I was like, why the hell don't we have it around here? And I often wondered, because it has been for most of the time that this sport has been around, it's been an East Coast, upstate New York. I think Michigan had it at one point in time. I think they still do. But in Ohio, everyone was like, I don't know about this. Now, everyone's picking up on lacrosse. Now, unfortunately, you better be a pretty large school if you're going to be playing lacrosse because, well, it takes an awful lot of kids to play lacrosse, and there's a reason why the smaller schools probably won't be playing lacrosse because, well, you're already playing track and field. You've already got that as a sport. And by and large, you're pretty much playing baseball or softball or both. So there's 2 sports in the spring. And how many times have we said a small high school, if you're going to be good in one sport, and this is the sad truth, but it is reality. If you're a small school and you want to be really good at one sport, then you can't have but 2 sports to offer for that particular season. So if you want to be a really good football team, and then we'll use football because it's the unabashed king in the state of Ohio. If you want to be a really good football program and you're a small school, you're probably not going to want to see 3 or 4 fall sports if you're a small school. You're probably going to want to see one other sport for the guys, whether it's cross country, golf, soccer. You're probably only going to want to have one sport other than the sport that you really want to be good at. Same thing with the winter sports. If you want to be really good at basketball, you're probably not going to be offering bowling, wrestling, swimming, and diving in the wintertime. Because when you're a small school, you're going to be losing an awful lot of the kids depending on how many sports you have. Now, when you're a larger school, you can get away with that because there's a lot of kids, a lot more kids that are going to that school, hence the reason why they're Division I or Division II in a 4 division. D1 and D2 can get away with those, multiple sports each season. So a D1 or a D2, and then let's go D3 in football because there's 7 divisions in football, 4 divisions in all the other sports. If you're a bigger school, D1, D2, or D3, you could probably get away with having more than two sports. Now, of course, these days you're going to have to pay $50 per sport to the OHSAA to be a member. And, well, let's be honest, if you are in the fall and you want to have a cross-country team, you got to have a girls' team as well as a boys' team. If you want to have a golf team, you got to have a boys' team as well as a girls' team. Now, we're looking at two apiece. No, this is not my Richard Nixon impersonation. This is, let me back up here. No, over here. 2 apiece. I can't get my other hand in here. There we go. 2 apiece. This is not my Richard Nixon or Ringo Starr impersonation. This is 2 sports each. Cross-country boys and girls, golf boys and girls, soccer boys and girls, volleyball for the girls, that's 4, and football for the guys, that's 4. That's 8 sports. You're looking at $400 for the fall if you're wanting to do this because, well, you got to pay a $50 fee starting next year with the OHSAA. That's $400. But forget about the membership fees for a second. We're trying to make a point involving the amount of sports that a D1, a D2, or a D3 football in the fall with a football program. You can probably do that. Maybe not with a D2, but certainly a D3, but certainly D2 and D1. You could probably have 3 other sports to offer the kids that don't want to play football in the guys' part. If they want to take part in cross country or golf or soccer, you have more than enough players, more than enough students where it's not necessarily going to affect your football program. But if you're a D6, a D5, a D7, maybe even a D4, unless you're a parochial school, it's probably not a good idea. If you want to have a really, really good program, it's probably not a good idea. I hate to say it because you don't want to crap on the other sports, especially if you have kids that want to play soccer instead of football, or want to golf instead of play football, or want to run cross country instead of football. But if you're a small school, if you offer more than 2 sports in the fall, or in the winter, or in the spring, then you better understand you're probably not going to be all that great in any of the sports. And if you can accept that, that's fine. But if you have aspirations of being a state champion in a sport, if you're a small school, you're probably wanting to have no more than one other sport offered, whether it's soccer, golf, or cross country, opposite football in the fall, wrestling or bowling, opposite basketball in the winter, or track and field or lacrosse opposite baseball or softball in the spring, then there you are. But like I said, if you're a Division I or a Division II program, you could probably get away with it because there's a lot of kids that can play the games, play the sports, and then you don't have to worry about it. But then now let's go into the argument of $50 paying your membership for the OHSAA. Well, that $50 catches up to you. I mean, let's be honest for a second. All the sports that are offered in the state of Ohio in the fall, you've got cross country, and that's both boys and girls. You've got soccer for boys and girls. You have football for the boys, volleyball for the girls. You have golf for the boys, golf for the girls. All right, so you got 4 sports that are offered in the fall. In the wintertime, basketball for the boys and girls, bowling for the boys and girls, wrestling, and in that, not necessarily a boys sport, because I have seen some girls wrestle in high school wrestling. So that's a third sport, and swimming and diving. And that's a fourth sport for both boys and girls. Now, for purposes of wrestling, it's going to be one sport instead of 2. The girls are not necessarily encouraged to go out for wrestling, but there is not a rule that says they're not allowed to, because like I said, there have been a number of girls that I have seen on the varsity high school wrestling programs of a couple of districts, not necessarily in our area, but I have seen women wrestling. As a matter of fact, my nephew had to wrestle one a few years ago. So that's, it is what it is. So what are we looking at? Boys and girls basketball, that's 2. Swimming and diving, boys and girls, that's 4. Bowling, boys and girls, that's 6. Wrestling is 7 to go along with the 8 in the fall. So that's 15 sports, boys and girls. And that's just fall and winter. Then you go into spring, lacrosse, boys and girls. Track and field, boys and girls. Baseball for the boys, softball for the girls. That's 6 more. You can see if you were to offer everything, you're probably looking at $1,000 membership fees. You're probably looking at about $1,000 for the whole year membership fees. It'd be interesting to see how many fundraisers are going to be taking place, or how many athletic boosters are going to sit back and say in their account, hey, we got this. No big deal. Just to have one big fundraiser, and the fundraiser is going to go to pay the OHSAA for the membership dues for all of the sports that said school is going to be providing. I'm trying to think with Latonia. I know boys and girls golf. I'm pretty sure that we had boys and girls golf. I know we had football. I know we had volleyball. And I know we had boys and girls soccer. So there's 6 programs right there in the fall. With boys and girls basketball. I don't think there is bowling. I know there's no wrestling. And I know there's no swimming and diving. So that's 8. And in the springtime, boys and girls track, boys and girls baseball. That's 12 sports. That's $600 next year that my alma mater is going to have to pay. That's $600 my alma mater will be paying to the OHSAA in terms of their membership dues for the sports. If the math was right, and I might be off on the boys golf, I would say no lower than 500 and probably 600 if I did this right. That's a lot of money. I mean, that's a lot of money for a small school. I mean, I feel bad for the for the smaller schools, whether it be Columbiana County, Mahoning, Trumbull County. I'm going to feel really bad for the small schools, and it doesn't look like this is going to be nixed. This is something that is going to be a reality. So, we've sat back and we've talked about the fact that you've put 16 teams into the football playoffs, and let's be honest, it doesn't make any sense, SENSE, but it damn sure makes a lot of sense, CENTS. Lots and lots and lots of those cents. Because 16-team playoff, that's an extra round of playoffs in all 7 divisions. That's a whole lot of money coming back to the OHSAA. And then if you go membership dues, that's a whole lot more money going to the OHSAA. So I'm going to be curious. I'm going to be curious how many schools are going to cut back with their sports, knowing that, hey, we can't afford this. We surely don't want the athletic boosters to spend all of their money to make this happen. I mean, that's a tough one. That's a real tough one. And then you got the bigger schools. I mean, think about this: Boardman and Fitch. I know Boardman has a boys and girls lacrosse team. I saw them both play. Well, not see them, but I heard their games as I was umpiring over at Boardman in the baseball field, because the lacrosse games are played in their beautiful football stadium. Okay, so I know the boys and girls lacrosse is played in the springtime. I damn sure know they got a softball team as well as a baseball team, and I know they have a track and field program. So that's 3 on each side. That's $300. I know they got a swimming and diving program for both the boys and the girls in the wintertime. I know they got a bowling program for the boys and the girls. I know they got a wrestling program for the boys. And I know they got a basketball program for the boys and girls. So that's 7 sports. So that's 13 sports. And I know they got a volleyball program for the girls, a football program for the boys. I know they got cross country for boys and girls. They got a boys and girls golf programs. What am I missing here? And boys and girls soccer. So that's 8 more. That's 21 sports. That's $1,050 Boardman High School will be paying the OHSAA in 2021 prior to the start of the school year. That's $1,050 because they're going to offer 21 sports, or at least they have had 21 sports in the past. That's over $1,000. I don't want to be that person that goes to the Boardman Athletic Department and says, or the athletic boosters and says, hey, by the way, $1,050. What are you guys going to do in terms of doing a fundraiser to get $1,050? Really? That just doesn't sit well. It doesn't sit well with me. Doesn't sit well. The decision by the OHSAA in Columbus, this one doesn't sit well with me. I mean, listen, I understand the whole money aspect of it. I get it. You had a pandemic where you got screwed out of the state tournaments and the regional tournaments in the winter time, and you didn't get any money in the springtime. And I understand that, and I understand you got you didn't get a whole lot of money. I get it, but man, is this a bad look. This is just a horrible, horrible look. I think there's a pretty good chance, and I'm serious when I say this, I think there's a pretty good chance that if you did away with the whole membership BS and you played the 16-team tournaments that you're going to have in high school football, I'm pretty sure, because we're going to be, I don't think we're ever going to be COVID-free, but enough people have been vaccinated where we're going to be back to normal. we're going to be back to normal come fall. But pretty good chance, not 100%, but a pretty good chance that we're going to be back to normal in the fall, which means your normal football crowd on a Friday night. And then some people may be uncomfortable and they might have masks, and that's okay, but at least they're going to be showing up and they're going to be watching the games. Look, point being, forget about the membership dues for a second. That's a bad look. I will guarantee you the extra round of tournaments and the amount of people that are going to be going to the football playoffs is going to more than take care of any financial problems that you folks had in the 2019, 2020, 2021 academic school year. I will guarantee with all of the extra rounds of the playoffs and the amount of money that is charged to the radio stations, to the television conglomerates, to folks like here at YSN, and the amount of money that is generated in all of these games, you don't need a membership. Because I'm going to guarantee you are going to have money out the absolute wazoo by the end of the football season. You don't need it. I'll guarantee you whatever deficit you had, it's going to be made up in spades, in droves. It's going to be made up by the extra round of the football playoffs. I would put any amount of money that I can scrounge up, I would put that down right now. I'll guarantee you're going to have more money than what you lost in the winter and spring sports. You will have more money this upcoming football season with the extra round of playoffs than what you lost in the winter and spring. I'll guarantee that. Guarantee it. So the whole idea of a membership fee for the OHS, man, that's a bad look. Oh, that's a bad look. Because all that is now is, and I hate to say this because there's good people down there. There are some really good people. Tim Street at the top of my list. He is a really good guy, and I love what Tim has done. He's the mouthpiece for the OHSAA. But, dude, this looks like a money grab. It just does. It looks like a money grab from the OHSAA, and that's a bad look. That's just a bad look. I mean, if I had anyone's ear down there, I'd say, look, there's a 99.999999. Hang on a second, I got a few more nines. 9999999 chance that you're going to recoup all your money and then some with the extra rounds of the playoffs. Given everything, the various forms of revenue that come in, whether it's broadcasting rights fees, whether it's the stadium with the amount of money that you get per stadium, I'll guarantee any amount of money that you lost last winter and last spring, I will guarantee you're going to be getting that and then some next fall. The idea of this whole membership, man, it's a bad look. That's just a bad look. And I'm a fan, by and large, of some people down there, but man, that's a bad look. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. You know, yesterday I brought up the fact that we have a problem in Major League Baseball, a problem with pitchers doctoring the baseball, that kind of a problem in Major League Baseball. And right on cue, Ken Rosenthal writes a scathing, and I do mean scathing, story in today's Athletic. By and large, just here's the little tidbit on this. And it's the very first paragraph. Doesn't mention the National League team, but a National League team, their rookie, got his first Major League Baseball hit. And that's always a cool moment because you throw the ball out and you give the ball to the rookie because, I mean, look, tomorrow's not promised to anybody, number one. And number two, you just got into the major leagues. And if you're a hitter, you got to have that ball. You just have to have that ball. I mean, that's their first freaking hit in the major leagues. I mean, it's one thing to get a hit in the minor leagues. Your first hit in the minor leagues, oh, you definitely want to keep that ball. But the first hit in the grandest show, the grandest stage of them all, Major League Baseball, you get your first hit, you're damn sure going to get that ball. So this ball is going around the bus on the way back to the hotel of this National League team. And everyone's looking at this ball and seeing strands of glue. Strands of glue picked off of the baseball. And strands of glue that are still on this. Glue's not a part of a baseball. How did this glue get on this baseball? Could it be that a pitcher put his fingers in some glue and this glue got on the baseball? Light bulb? Golf clap? Yeah. I've been saying it for the last year or two. The ball is doctored. There's no two ways about this. The ball is being doctored. And here's the thing. Yes, in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, you had the steroid era. And the steroid era wasn't just for hitters. I mean, it was for pitchers as well. Don't kid yourself. And the steroid era, here's the misconception about steroids. The steroid era was never about bulking a person up so the person can hit home runs. It was never about that. The steroid era was all about injecting a player interested in taking this crap so this player wouldn't be injured. So the bounce back from a really tough game or a series of games would be minimal. Where, you know, the fatigue factor would be minimal. You're taking steroids, hey, your body is, your body's toned. Your body is, you're going to be in really, really good shape. It had nothing to do with, bulking up, hitting the home runs. It had everything to do with you're going to be away from the trainer's table. You're not going to be going on the disabled list. You're going to be able to bounce back the next day and feel really, really good instead of having some lethargic stuff going on. That's what the steroid era was all about. And it wasn't just the everyday players that were doing it. Hell, pitchers were doing it. Because, if you're starting and you're taking steroids while you're starting, hello, Roger Clemens, Andy Pettit, you are going to be bouncing back in a pretty good way. Okay, so that happened in the 90s and the early 21st century, and then Major League Baseball finally said, hey, this really isn't a good look for us, even though it kind of saved us because, the strike of 94, everyone got pissed off, and then they kind of sort of got back to the game because of the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire chase, and oh, by the way, Cal Ripken Jr. Going after Lou Gehrig's record for most consecutive games played. Combination of those two, more the home runs than Cal Ripken, but Cal Ripken had a lot to do with the game and the fans coming back, but it had more to do with the offensive factor and the home runs and the juicers that were hitting the home runs because they were healthy and they weren't getting on the disabled list and they were able to play. It was kind of like the greenies of the 50s and 60s and 70s. Guys that were playing in between games of a doubleheader. They're passing out greenies like it's candy at Halloween. After a night game, you go into a day game in the clubhouse and you got these amphetamines, greenies, and they're popping them. And a lot of the guys that are in the Hall of Fame were popping them because they wanted energy. They wanted to be able to come back from a night game, come back, play a day game, and they wanted the energy. That's why the amphetamines were there. That's why the Major League Hall of Famers, a lot of them were using amphetamines. Okay. You know, they had a big deal of it back then, but not nearly as big of a deal as steroids. Well, we got another steroid situation going on in Major League Baseball right now. We do. It's cheating is cheating. We got another steroid situation going on in Major League Baseball right now, and it's called the pitchers are doctoring the baseball. And Major League Baseball, much like in the steroid era, doing their best Sergeant Schultz impersonation from Hogan's Heroes. I know nothing. I see nothing. I hear nothing. Somebody better wake the hell up in New York City, because 6 no-hitters in the first 2 months of the season, that's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. The fact that we have less hits per team per game than at any point in time since 1908, the middle of the dead ball era, that's not supposed to happen. We got a problem here. And Major League Baseball better wake up, because there's a lot of people that think this game's kind of unwatchable right now. You know, and a lot of this, in truth, has to do with the fact Major League Baseball did alter the baseball a little bit. They took over the Rawlings Company, I want to say 4 years ago. Might have altered the baseball a little bit, but make no mistake about it, the ball is being altered during the course of the game from pitchers. And we got a steroid problem, only it's not steroids. Now it's pitchers that are doctoring up the baseball. And it's the same aspect of steroids, in that if a pitcher is doctoring up a baseball by putting a sticky substance on their fingers and they're getting extra spin on the ball, and well, we all now know, due to analytics, you get a spin rate, ball moves a little bit more. And the only way you're going to get extra spin rate, it's not by velocity, kids. I've been saying this for a while. You cannot get an extra spin rate just by velocity. You have to be able to have a solid, firm grip on that seam of the ball, or on the ball in general. How do you do it? By putting sticky stuff on your fingers. So now we have pitchers that are doing this, and some pitchers that are not doing this, much like the steroid era. Guys that were juicing, guys that weren't juicing. Well, let's do a little date of history here. You had the juicers, guys that are putting up ridiculous numbers. Think of Brady Anderson back in '95. I think that in his career, I think he topped out at 16 home runs prior to the 1 year he was juicing where he had 50-plus bombs. So you have guys that are juicing that are putting up larger numbers than normal. And then you have guys that aren't superstars, but they're, guys that have a nice career. I mean, there is such a thing as a guy that has a really nice 10, 12-year career in Major League Baseball, but they're not a superstar. I'll give you one name in general. He played for the played for the Dodgers, played for the Giants, played for the Milwaukee Brewers, and he became the hitting coach for the AA Cubs affiliate, Von Joshua. Late 60s all the way through the late 70s. Had a real nice Major League Baseball career. Wasn't a superstar, but he had a productive Major League Baseball career. There's plenty of guys in Major League Baseball that are doing that. In the steroid era, those guys, they're getting pushed away. Especially from the guys that, well, in order to be a part of Major League Baseball, if you're one of those outliers that not guaranteed a job every single year, you're probably going to have to take steroids in order for you to be a guy that's going to be in a pretty good shape to play baseball on the Major League level. And that was where the real sin of the steroid issue was. And that is now going to become the real sin of what is now the new steroid problem in Major League Baseball, and that's the pitchers doctoring the baseball. Because you're going to get pitchers that aren't doctoring the baseball, that aren't getting the spin rate that the guys that are doctoring the baseball are getting, and those guys are going to get hit a little bit harder than the guys that are cheating. And if you're a guy that is kind of sort of good enough to be in the show, but not good enough to be really guaranteed, now you got to have a question for yourself. Okay, how badly do you want to play Major League Baseball? How badly do you want to play this game? Do you want to play this game bad enough that what you're going to do is put sticky substance on your fingers and cheat your way into Major League Baseball? Look, as far as I'm concerned, you should be treating these people the same way you treated the steroid folks. You get caught the first time, you're out for a half a year. You get caught the second time, you're suspended for an entire year. And if you get caught a third time, get your ass out of this game. You're done. That is exactly what Major League Baseball needs to do before the fan base all decides this shit's boring. This is unwatchable. I'm tired of seeing, and look, I'm a huge fan of good pitching, but look, there's going to come a point in time. The no-hitter used to be something really special. 6 no-hitters, and we're not even 2 months through the season? Yeah, something's up. You know something's up. And today's story in The Athletic pretty much did what I knew what was going on. Guys are doctoring the baseball. Now, how many of them? Who knows? But that's been going on for a couple of years. But we got some clearance from it yesterday, thanks to a really good article in The Athletic from Ken Rosenthal. It's a problem, and Major League Baseball needs to take care of this problem. They can't afford to sit back and do what they did in the late 90s, early 2000s with Bud Selig, who was the very guy that watched this happen. Under his watch, all of this crap happened. He didn't do a blessed thing until he was forced to. Major League Baseball has a really bad habit of not taking the initiative. And I really hope, even though the odds are stacked against them, I really hope that Rob Manfred and the people in New York take the initiative to say, look, this is done. And this is what's going to happen if you're caught cheating. This is what is going to happen if you get caught with a sticky substance on the ball. You're going to get suspended for a half a year, the first offense. The second offense, you're done for a year. And the third offense, you're out of baseball for good. Period. End of story. Because this is every bit as bad as the steroid era. Or it has the potential. Maybe not every bit as bad right now, but it damn sure has the potential to be every bit as bad. The only difference is the fans, by and large, I mean, we all, well, most people love a good show. Most people love home runs in baseball. Most people, and some of us purists, are not a fan of beer league 15 to 12 type of games. But there could be some excitement in those games. It's not a terrible thing. Much like there could be excitement in a 1-0 game, there can be an excitement in a 9-8, 10-9 game as well. It's, one is not exclusive of the other. But if you have a lot of shutouts, a lot of no-hitters, a lot of minimal amount of hits by each team, like we're seeing right now, unlike the steroid era, people are going to look at this and say, there's no offense in this game. This game's unwatchable. This game is boring. And the ratings are going to go, I know Major League Baseball doesn't like to hear this, but they better be proactive because there's an iceberg, pretty sizable iceberg that's coming close and close and close to the ship that's called Major League Baseball, and I sure don't want the ship called Major League Baseball to be called the Titanic. because this is a problem. And this is going to be, and it's my personal opinion and a prediction, or as Paul Heyman would say, a spoiler alert. This little problem is going to be every bit as big as the steroid era if Major League Baseball doesn't do anything about it right now. All right, 330-886-0813. We're back in a bit. Stick around.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Aaron Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit wrswealthadvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
If you're looking for a new Ford vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of new Ford models. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your new Ford. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their new Ford at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. YSU taking on Milwaukee. Game one of that series is going to be later on this afternoon. And Milwaukee has a game-and-a-half lead on the Northern Kentucky Norse. And that's for the final spot in the playoffs. The top four teams in the Horizon League are going to be going to the playoffs. Northern Kentucky is playing UIC, the 2 seed, in the final weekend series of the regular season. Northern Kentucky home to UIC. That's a 4-game series. Milwaukee is in Youngstown taking on the Penguins. Actually, it's at Eastwood Field at Niles, where the Scrappers play, don't you know? And that game will be at 5 o'clock. As we made mention, Northern Kentucky has it has ground to make up. Milwaukee has a 1.5 game and a half lead on Northern Kentucky going into the final weekend of the regular season. How can Northern Kentucky get into the postseason? Well, if they make up 2 games. Let's say they take 3 out of 4 from UIC and the Penguins take 3 out of 4 from Milwaukee. Northern Kentucky would be in the playoffs. They would have a 1.5 game lead on Milwaukee, and they would finish in 4th place, and Northern Kentucky would play Wright State in the first round of the tournaments. Now, there is a chance, albeit a very slight chance, that Youngstown State could get the 2 seed. They're locked in. Youngstown State is going to the playoffs, and they will either be the 2 seed or the 3 seed. There's about a 99% chance they're going to be the 3 seed. How can they become the 2 seed? Well, there's only one way. YSU would have to sweep a 4-game series from Milwaukee, and Northern Kentucky would have to sweep a 4-game series from UIC. We can tell you right now, Northern Kentucky is playing UIC in Game 1 of their series. They are in the top half of inning number 6 from Highland Heights, Kentucky. This game is tied at 5. UIC, Northern Kentucky tied at 5. If Northern Kentucky wins and YSU knocks off Milwaukee in Game 1 of their 4-game series, Game 1 starting at 5 o'clock this afternoon, hopefully we will see you up at Eastwood Field. If that were to happen, the lead by Milwaukee in the battle for 4th place would go down to just 1/2 a game. Again, Northern Kentucky and UIC are going to wind up playing 39 conference games instead of 40. The reason being, they lost the final game of their series in Chicago. It was canceled because of rain. So they were only able to play 3 of their 4 games earlier in the season up in Chicago. So these 2 teams are going to wind up playing 39 games instead of 40 conference games. So hence the reason why there is, instead of a full game, it's a game and a half, Milwaukee's lead over Northern Kentucky. Again, top of the 6th inning, Northern Kentucky and UIC deadlocked at 5. If Northern Kentucky were to win this game and YSU were to beat Milwaukee, that game and a half lead that Milwaukee currently has would be down to a half a game. Likewise, if UIC were to beat Northern Kentucky, number 1, if that were to happen, the Penguins would officially be the 3 seed. Penguins would be officially eliminated from getting any chance at getting the 2 seed, although they would be in the playoffs, but they would go to the playoffs as the 3 seed. They are going to play UIC in the first round next weekend. The only determining factor right now is who is going to be the home game in that particular game next week. I believe 6 days from today, on Thursday, is the conference tournament. Youngstown State's going to play UIC. The only thing in question right now is which team is going to be the home team. Well, if UIC wins one of these games against Northern Kentucky this weekend, that would answer the question. So if UIC were to win against Northern Kentucky, YSU would officially be the 3 seed. But let's take this a step further. If Milwaukee were to beat YSU today and UIC were to beat Northern Kentucky, Milwaukee would then have a 2.5 game lead on Northern Kentucky with 3 games left. And the only way Northern Kentucky would be able to get into the playoffs is if they were to take the rest of their 4-game series against UIC and YSU to sweep out Milwaukee in games 2, 3, and 4. That would be the only way Northern Kentucky would be able to get into the playoffs. So again, Northern Kentucky has to be able to beat UIC 3 times and hope Youngstown State beats Milwaukee 3 times in order for Northern Kentucky to go into the tournament as the 4 seed. For the Penguins to get the 2 seed, Northern Kentucky would have to sweep UIC, and YSU would have to sweep Milwaukee. That's the only way the Penguins could get the 2 seed in the upcoming Horizon League tournament, which begins on Thursday. Again, top half of inning number 6 in the first game of a 4-game series at Highland Heights, Kentucky. Northern Kentucky and UIC are deadlocked at 5 in the top of the 6th inning. So that's what's going on over there. And again, best of luck to the Penguins. Final weekend series. And Penguins, with one more win, would get to 30 regular season wins. It's been a while. It's been quite a while since the Penguins have won 30 regular season games. Penguins need to win 1 game in order to do that. Now, if the Penguins were to sweep Milwaukee, they would finish the regular season with 33 wins. And that's not too shabby. Listen, the job that Dan Bertolini has done with this program, I said this earlier in the week, and I'll repeat it. If he is not named the Horizon League Manager of the Year, there is something seriously wrong with the process. Because I am a firm believer that the job Dan Bertolini has done, second to none. Second to none, the job that he has done this year with the Penguins. Just an absolutely fantastic job by Dan Bertolini. All right, we got a lot of games on the network. And again, because we are so close to the start of summer, it's kind of hard to or kind of easy, I should say, to forget about the fact that we are also your home for Class B League baseball. And we certainly have some B League baseball to be played on the network tonight, as well as regular season baseball. Springfield takes a trip into Canfield today at 5 o'clock. Warren JFK will be playing at Scene Park as they take on Cardinal Mooney. That'll be a battle of the Trumbull County Catholic School, Warren JFK, and one of the 2 Mahoning County parochial schools in Cardinal Mooney. Those 2 teams will play each other at 5 o'clock. On the network, Richie Giuliano will be at Eastwood Field for the Milwaukee Youngstown State game, game 1 of that 4-game series. And again, depending on what Northern Kentucky does today, if they keep winning, the Penguins continue to have slim hopes of being a 2 seed in this upcoming conference tournament. Conference tournament starting on Thursday, but the Penguins have a 4-game series prior to the conference tournament as they close out the regular season taking on Milwaukee. Game 1 up at Eastwood Field beginning at 5 o'clock. Penguins taking on Milwaukee. We have B-League tournament, or not tournament, B-League baseball, 14U baseball from Scene Park at 5:30. Avalanche taking on the Prospects, a 5:30 matchup. I would assume fields 2 and 3, being that Canfield and Mooney and JFK will probably be on field 1. So I would imagine fields 2 and 3 are going to be B-League ball. Again, 5:30, Avalanche against the Prospects, and on the other field, VSN Mavericks taking on Whiting Roll-Offs, and those will be the 5:30 games. At 8 o'clock tonight, VSN Mavericks against Ballistic Baseball, and the other matchup, actually 3 matchups at 8 o'clock, so all 3 fields will be used simultaneously, I might add. VSN Mavericks taking on Ballistic Baseball, A to Z Athletics against the Astro Falcons, and Creekside Fitness against Athletics. All 3 of those games will be spread out on the 3 ballparks at Bob Scene Park, and we will have coverage of all 3 of those games on the network. All 3 of those games are scheduled to begin at 8 o'clock. And that is what's going on in B-League baseball as well as high school baseball on the network. Looking forward to a couple of games. The 2 regular season games. Springfield against Canfield. That could be an interesting game. And again, Canfield undefeated in the regular season. Springfield is in the Division III district semifinals. Canfield is in the Division II district semifinals. That's all coming up next week. Cardinal Mooney is in the Division III district semifinals. Warren JFK in the Division IV district semifinals. So all 4 of these teams are headed to the district semifinals, and they're going to get a little bit of a tune-up today. Springfield at Canfield, and Warren JFK taking on Cardinal Mooney from Bob Scene Park. And I'm going to assume, and it's a pretty big assumption, and not a big assumption, I should say. It's a pretty logical conclusion that Field 1, the main field, will house the Mooney JFK game at 5 o'clock. Both of those games will be on the network. And again, there's no pay-per-view today. None whatsoever. The only time the pay-per-view wall comes up is during tournament play. And all of next week, you're pretty much going to be seeing tournament play. Sprinkled in with some Sandlot games from the B-League, 14U B-League, and I believe 16U B-League starts next week as well. So those games will be sprinkled in there, and we never have a pay-per-view wall up when it comes to B-League baseball. But the pay-per-view wall comes up when there's tournament games because of the surcharges that we pay to the Ohio High School Athletic Association. No arguing. It's that's their broadcasting rights fees. No problem there. But you have to pay for that, and if we're paying for it, then we have to put the pay-per-view wall up. So there you go. But that will be next week. All of these games that I just mentioned today, these are free. Go to ysnlive.com, click on your team of choice, or click on B-League to get the games. So there you go. 330-886-0813. We're back in a bit. It's a Friday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and tell us how we can go the extra mile for you.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Jim Myers with Myers Family Insurance. your local Medicare and retirement resource. We're excited to have sports back. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, sports unifies communities and brings hope for the future. We're all one team working together. At Myers Family Insurance, we know the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Bad credit, no problem. I can get you approved for a low-interest loan and maybe even a low-payment lease on a new car at the #1 Chevy dealership in Trumbull County for 3 years in a row. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved or come see me, Tony Page, to get a new vehicle today. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Points, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. 330-886-0813. That's 330-886-0813. We haven't talked too much about the second major going on in golf. It's the Pga Championship at the Ocean Course at Kiawah Island in Kiawah Island, South Carolina. And surprise, surprise, the old man is leading the tournament, the old man being Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson is in the clubhouse at 5 under par. He is leading the second round of the PGA Championship by one shot as of right now. Martin Laird has birdied the first two holes in his second round, so he is at 4 under. My pick to win this tournament, Victor Hovland, birdied his first hole, and he is at 4 under par as well. Jason Kokrak shot 1 under in round number 1. He has teed off as we speak. I believe he had just started teeing off moments ago, so he is on the first hole, and we'll see what Kokrak does here. He is currently 4 shots in back of Phil Mickelson. Kokrak is shooting the back 9 first. So he is on the 10th hole right now. He's shooting the back 9 first. This will be interesting to see what happens. This is the second major of the season. We made mention of this when Brian Tolnar was on the program. And, of course, Brian is the guy in charge over at Mill Creek. And, boy, what a bang-up job they're doing over at Mill Creek. But the PGA Championship is a distant fourth when it comes to the popularity of the majors. PGA Championship is a distant fourth. You have the 3, and again, my personal preference, yes, the Masters is a really, really good major, but I have it at 3rd. Now, I have it at a very close 3rd, and you have U.S. Open, British Open, Masters, PGA Championship. And thinking about a 5-flight elevator ride all the way into the bottom floor for the PGA Championship. PGA Championship is kind of like Godfather Part 3. You acknowledge it, but it's not really all that fun. I mean, it's not the panache of, if you will, of the U.S. Open or the Masters or the British Open. So PGA Championship going on right now. Look, having said all of that, if Jason Kokrak were to win this tournament, whether or not people can appreciate the PGA Championship, it is a major. And if you win this, you win a major title. If Kokrak wants to start winning major titles, well, this would be a golden opportunity this weekend. And again, shot 1 under yesterday. We'll see what he does here in round number 2. He's off to a pretty decent start. Hit the first shot, 350 yards to the middle of the fairway, and he's got a $1.02 left. He'll probably pitch it onto the green, and let's see what kind of accuracy he has. But Kokrak is off to a, so far, a pretty good start. But he's 4 shots behind Phil Mickelson, who leads the tournament. He's in the clubhouse, having shot a 3 under par second round to go along with a 2 under par first round. He's in the clubhouse with a lead. I don't know if he's going to have the lead by the time the second round is complete. Again, the afternoon golfers are just starting to tee off, so I'm not so sure 5 under is going to be the leader in the clubhouse. However, he should be in pretty damn good shape. I had Victor Hovland winning this tournament at 11 under, so we'll see what happens. By the way, Hovland was a 30-1 or a 20-1 shot prior to the weekend, or prior to the start of the tournament, I beg your pardon. As far as the other contest goes, I looked at it. I had 95 points after round 1, which didn't put me in the money, and I have taken a serious step backwards on the second round. My 95 points is down to 60. I'm nowhere near the top of the list. I think the top of the list right now is a $1.20. No, it's a $1.15, and it's a monetary contest from NBC Sports. It's the NBC Sports Predictor app, and yeah, I have 60 points right now. The perfect score is 130. I have 60, and I am going to have a number of golfers cut by Friday. So I'm really going to be screwed, especially if the cut line is at +2. If the cut line is at +2, I'm going to have 5 golfers that are going to be out of commission. They'll all have been cut. And the only way I can get money there, or accumulate points there, I should say, is if my golfers were better than their competition with both of them being cut. And right now, Dustin Johnson, who I chose over Brooks Koepka has a 9-shot lead on Dustin Johnson. Johnson's already in the clubhouse at 6 over. Brooks Koepka is golfing right now on the first hole. He's 3 under. So in order for me to get 10 points, Koepka would have to shoot a 9 over par today in order for me to get 10 points. That's not going to happen. Bryson DeChambeau has a 5-shot lead on Jordan Spieth, who I took. In order for me to get 10 points, DeChambeau would have to shoot a 5 over par today in the second round. Probably not going to happen. So you can see that I'm pretty much SOL. That's not going to happen on my list. I can't get any luck when it comes to that stuff. Absolutely crazy. Just can't get any luck whatsoever. All right, this weekend, the Indians are taking on the Minnesota Twins. Tristan McKenzie is on the hill tonight for the Tribe. 1-2, a .579 earned run average. We made mention yesterday, he and Sam Hentges, they're both going to have to figure it out where they can find the plate, don't allow a lot of base runners via the walks, don't extend the inning, eat up some innings and save the bullpen, because at some point in time, look, I mean, if you got 3 starters and they're throwing 6+ innings, that's great. But if your back-to-back starters and Hentges and McKenzie are each not doing their job, the bullpen gets tired pretty quickly. So hopefully McKenzie's going to be able to throw at least 5 innings, if not more. Even though the Indians did have an off day, the bullpen should be fresh. But you certainly want Tristan McKenzie to find the plates and get himself a really, really good outing tonight. Minnesota, boy, oh boy, they're just in bad shape. They're 11.5 games out of first place. 12 out in the loss column. The White Sox off to a 26-16 start. Minnesota's off to a 15-28 start. They are the worst team percentage-wise in the American League at 15-28, 11.5 games out of first place. You got to believe Rocco Baldelli is on the hot seat and then some over at Minnesota. And if the Twins get swept this weekend, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but boy, oh boy, put some more dirt on that grave. Minnesota would be really, really buried in a bad, bad way. So we'll see what the Indians do. Twins are not, they haven't figured out who they're starting yet. It looks like it's going to be a bullpen game for the Twins, the old Johnny Allstaff game, if you will. The Pirates are going to be continuing their series in Atlanta. The Buccos last night, they were in Atlanta last night, and they picked up a 6-4 10-inning victory over Atlanta. Pirates are now staring down on an 18-25 record. They're 7 games in back of St. Louis in the National League Central Division. St. Louis off to a pretty damn good start, 25-18, playing .581 baseball. They're the 4th best team, and if you take out the three-headed monster in the National League West, San Francisco, San Diego, and Los Angeles, the Cardinals are at .581. They're playing some good baseball, playing some really good baseball. So Pittsburgh is in Atlanta, game 2 of the 4-game series. Bucks will send Anderson to the hill as the left-hander, Tyler Anderson, will make the start. This will be his 9th appearance. 3 wins, 3 losses, a .350 earned run average. On the hill for the Braves, Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson will make his 9th appearance, 3-1, a 320 earned run average. So the battle of the Andersons, and both Andersons spelling, I should say, their last name Anderson. I bring that up because my mother's maiden name was Anderson, and the last name was not spelled S-O-N. It was spelled S-E-N. If you can think back to the author of some children's books from, what was he? He was native of Denmark. Distantly related to him. I think on the family tree I saw as a 7th cousin, Hans Christian Andersen. When I did a little thing on the family tree, and I don't know what company it is, he's my 7th cousin, as it turns out. The children's storybook writer, Hans Christian Andersen, spells his last name S-E-N, and he's my 7th cousin, believe it or not. So. Don't know where I get my storytelling from. Perhaps from him. Who knows? All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. So it's the battle of Andersons. The left-hander on the hill for the Bucks, the right-hander on the hill for the Braves. 7:20 game time. Hopefully the Pirates will take another game from Atlanta. Another guy that should be on the hot seats, and I hate to say that because he's a guy that I loved talking baseball with when I was in the minors, and that was Brian Snitker. He was the manager. When I was in AA ball, he was the manager of the AA team in Greenville, and then when the team moved to Mississippi in 2005, he was still the manager of the Mississippi Braves. And then he went to AAA and now is the major league manager of the Atlanta Braves. Snit might be on the hot seat. They're off to a pretty bad start. 20 wins, 24 losses. Although they're not buried in their division because the Mets are leading the division and nobody's really playing good baseball in this division. The Mets are 20-17. Game and a half lead on Philadelphia, who's at 500. Miami is 3 back at 20-23. Atlanta 3.5 back at 20-24. Washington 4.5 back. They're 17-23. So Atlanta 3.5 back, 4 games under 500. Not a good start for the Braves, but again, nobody's really taking that division and running away with it. So that's not that big of a deal. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. Kokrak parred the first hole. We made mention the first shot was about 350 yards to the left portion of the fairway, left him about 102 yards short of the hole. His second shot went over the green and into a bunker 26.5 feet away from the hole. Out of the bunker, he got it to within 7 feet of the hole, and he tapped that in for the par. So Kokrak is playing on the back 9 first, and he parred the 10th hole, which is his first hole. Not to confuse anyone, he's starting on the back 9 in round 2 of the PGA Championship. Kokrak 1 under for the tournament. He is currently 4 shots in back of the leader, Phil Mickelson, who is currently in the clubhouse, having played the first 2 rounds of the PGA Championship. Mickelson leads the tournament at 5 under par, 1 shot better than Victor Hovland, and 2 shots better than 6 golfers, including the I can't say the first round leader. First round leader was Corey Connors, the Canadian who golfed collegiately at Kent State. He was the leader after one round. He shot a 5-under par in the first round, but he got off to a horrendous start in the second round. He bogeyed the first hole, birdied the second, and then wound up bogeying the next 4 holes. I mean, he was bogeying so much they confused him for Humphrey Bogart. He winds up with a 3-over par 75 today, so he's in the clubhouse at 2 under par. And I'm sure he's probably going, of all the golf courses in all the world, I had to crap myself on this one. Yeah, bad Bogart impersonation. My apologies. Got to work on that one. We'll take a timeout, be back with more. It is a Friday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
This is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of pre-owned vehicles. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your pre-owned vehicle and much more. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their pre-owned vehicle at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
No matter what the weather, be prepared with a reliable, efficient Rude gas furnace or air conditioner from MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Call your energy efficient expert MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
Here at MP Vivo, we rely on Rude, and so should you.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
"60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
Attention, current lessees of all makes and models. Tri-State Ford has a special offer for you. Come to Tri-State Ford, turn in your lease early, and get up to $2,500 in trade equity toward a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle. Plus, our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Early lease turn-in, all makes and models, with up to $2,500 trade equity.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Points on ysnlive.com. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. 330-886-0813. I'm seeing a lot more people, Indians fans, clamoring for Owen Miller to be called up. Look, I made mention of this last week, and I'll make mention of it again. Owen Miller's not getting called up anytime soon. He just isn't. I mean, I understand everyone wants to see Owen Miller because he's hitting .455. He had another home run last night. I think it was the second home run, but he's hitting .455, and everyone is losing their marbles on this guy and saying, oh my gosh, this much like Daniel Johnson last year or a couple of years ago, where everyone was clamoring, oh, we got to get Daniel Johnson up. We got to get him up. How did that work out for everyone, by the way? How'd that Daniel Johnson to Cleveland thing work out? He's been to Cleveland twice. He's fallen flat on his face twice. He's back in AAA ball twice. Now, I'm not saying that Owen Miller is going to do that, but here's the thing that everyone needs to understand. All of the Owen Miller nut jobs that are sitting back saying that he should be called up, you need to understand two things. Number one, he's not on the 40-man roster. So if he's going to be called up, somebody's got to be taken off the 40-man roster. Not just sent down, off of the 40-man roster, because he's not on the 40-man roster. If he were on the 40-man roster, the Indians would have probably called him up by now. They probably would have called him up. And probably would have made the wrong choice to call him up. Because number two, Owen Miller's never had a full year in AAA ball. This is his first time in AAA ball. This is his first appearance in AAA ball. Owen Miller has 55 AAA at-bats. That's it. That's all he's got. 55 AAA at-bats. Now, look, I'm not going to sit back and say he's not a good hitter because he's a career .316 hitter in minor league baseball. Over 860 at-bats. And I think that Owen Miller is going to be a solid player. He's going to be, 25 on November 15th. He was a third-round pick of the Padres out of Illinois State. What was that? 3 years ago. Third-round pick out of Illinois State 3 years ago. He's a guy that can play all over the infield and one of the outfield positions. Look, Owen Miller is not an everyday player. Owen Miller is a super utility guy, and truth be told, he's probably an upgrade over Yu Chang. He is. He's probably an upgrade right now over Yu Chang. But the reason why the Indians are not looking to bring him up anytime soon is because he's not on the 40-man roster. So if you're bringing Owen Miller up, you got to take someone off of this 40-man roster. So who's getting off the 40-man roster? Well, we can take Jake Bauers off the 40-man roster. Okay. Hang on. Time out a second. Hear me out on this one. If Jake Bauers comes off the 40-man roster, you now have nobody to play first base every day. Not that someone's playing first base every day right now for Cleveland. Okay, understand that. One of the reasons why Bauers is still playing baseball for the Indians, and by the way, he is starting to hit a little bit better. I mean, after all, he did homer off of Ohtani a couple of days ago. I'm just saying. He did get a home run off Ohtani, and his batting average is starting to climb. But one of the reasons why Bauers is still in Cleveland is because Bobby Bradley is hitting $170 in Columbus. You can't exactly tell Jake Bauers to hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, and invite Bobby Bradley to the major leagues, because right now he sucks in AAA. He's hitting $170. He ain't getting to the major leagues until he starts getting a little bit better. So that avenue's closed. If you get rid of Bauers to bring up Miller, okay. What are we doing? Are we going to put Naylor at first base? Are we going to put Naylor and Chang at first base? Are we going to put Naylor or Miller at first base? Look, if Miller gets called up, it's not going to be the shortstop because, well, your everyday shortstop is now Mr. Rosario. That got pretty much taken care of when Jimenez got sent down to AAA Columbus. So what happens in center field? Well, you got to hope and pray one of the center fielders over in AAA Columbus starts heating up. Well, Bradley Zimmer is starting to heat up. Got a couple of hits yesterday. The batting average is up to 244. And considering the fact that his batting average was pretty atrocious about a week or so ago, I would say that he's starting to get it a little bit. Let's see, over the last... over the last 5 games, he has a 5-game hitting streak and hits in 7 of his last 8 games. 5-game hitting streak, what is he? 7 for his last 18. So the average is starting to come up. He's hitting 244. He might be called up because he's on the 40-man roster. If he continues to hit the ball, he might get called up. Oscar Mercado had a couple of hits yesterday. His batting average is at 164. Johnson, who everyone is clamoring for, he's hitting 231. One of the reasons why you're not seeing some of these kids called up, I'm just giving you the averages. Nolan Jones, and much like Owen Miller, this is Nolan Jones' first appearance in AAA ball. He's getting swallowed up. He's hitting $136 in AAA Columbus. And as much as, you want some of these kids to be called up, and I know everyone's clamoring for Owen Miller to be called up, where are you putting him? You're not going to put him at shortstop. That's Rosario's job. You're not going to put him at second base and put Cesar Hernandez down. That's not going to happen. Are you putting him at first base? Are you going to tell me that Owen Miller is your everyday first baseman? No. No. Hell no. Not to mention the fact, again, he is not on the 40-man roster. And in order for the Indians to bring Miller up, they have to put him on the 40-man roster, and they have to get rid of someone. And it's easy to sit back and say, hey, Bauers, you suck, get out of here. But Bobby Bradley's not doing his job in Columbus, so this isn't going to happen. Business-wise, baseball sense-wise, it's not happening. And the only way it does happen is if the Indians want to send Yu Chang back to Columbus. That's the only way this is going to happen, is if Miller replaces Yu Chang, because they're basically the same player doing the same thing. They're a super utility guy. Chang can play first, he can play second, he can play short, he can play third, he can play the corner outfield spots in a pinch. Same thing with Miller. They're the exact same type of player. Only Yu Chang's on the 40-man roster and Owen Miller isn't. Now, if the Indians decide, hey, Bradley Zimmer, he's getting hot, we're going to bring him up, and they, by the way, want to sit back and say, hey, Yu Chang, you're going to go back to Columbus, and we're going to put one of our players on the 60-man disabled list that takes him off of the 40-man roster. You can do that. You can do that. It would be a series of moves that brings Owen Miller to Cleveland. I don't think Owen Miller is coming to Cleveland unless the Indians decide one of our guys on the 10-day DL or IL gets put on the 60-day IL, which opens up a spot on the 40-man roster. But again, The only way this happens is if it's Yu Chang. And let me throw the prospect hat on here for a second. And let me throw the business and farm director's hat on. Owen Miller needs at-bats. Owen Miller needs at-bats. You're not going to get him any at-bats in the major. You're not going to get him nearly as many at-bats in the major leagues as you would get him in AAA ball. And the fact that he has never played, except for this year, 55 at-bats in AAA ball, leave him in AAA ball, let him do his thing, and if he's still hitting the ball incredibly well the second half of the season with a number of at-bats, then I'll start entertaining offers to bring him up. But right now, I'm not bringing him up because where are you putting him? You're not going to play him every day. He'd just as soon be an everyday player in Columbus where he's going to get at-bats. The last thing you want to do is have a young kid come up to the major leagues and rot on the bench. The Cubs used to do that with guys like Terrio, Casey McGee, and Matt Merton, and that's why the Cubs couldn't get anything accomplished until new management came in with a different philosophy. You can't just sit back and let a kid rot on the bench and not get his at-bats. I'd just as soon rather have Owen Miller play every day in Columbus because he ain't going to play every day in Cleveland. There's no room for him. We'll take a final timeout. Back in a bit. Stick around.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Aaron Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit wrswealthadvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
By giving you confidence in your vehicle with the Greenwood Advantage warranty.
By guaranteeing you financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we do whatever it takes to go the extra mile. So, how can we go the extra mile for you?
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
If you're looking for a new Ford vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of new Ford models. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your new Ford. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their new Ford at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Hey, one more thing before we get out of here. UIC has defeated Northern Kentucky today 8-6, so that clinches the 3 spots for the YSU Penguins. The Penguins will be seeded 3rd in the Horizon League tournament, and the Penguins are hoping to take a 4-game sweep of Milwaukee, hoping to sweep them 4 straight. Penguins will be taking on Milwaukee at 5 o'clock. You can check that game out. A bunch of games on the network tonight, and hopefully you will have some fun watching those games. All right, Power Hour is coming up next. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back at it on Monday, noon to 3, Running Points on YSN Live.